Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and Happy New Year to everyone, viewers and followers of the main ingredient live here at FCM Live. Happy New Year!
Happy New Year!
So, before I go any further, I just wanted to make sure that wanted to introduce first is my co-host here, the beautiful ever the Sweet Petalz?
Sweet Petalz, yes.
But she will be my co-host for the evening and no other than Miss Vicky Cordero.
Thank you for inviting me.
And again, this is Marietta, your host for the main ingredient. And I have with me, he's already napaka-familiar na niya, pero at napaka-sikat na niya sa Filipino community. Pero we will talk about more about this guy and his business and his budding venture entrepreneurship, not only for Filipinos but to a lot of non-Asian but multicultural community as well na siniserve. So the butcher himself, the guy who actually, I don't know if there's any other butchery in town that is owned by a Filipino entrepreneur other than Mr. Alex Cabael right here.
Yes.
Actually, there
Noypi
is.
Meats.
Yeah, there is. There's one right down the road from here. So it's called J Meat Shop.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which is, I'm so glad kasi we are a country of a lot of nagtitinda sa palengke, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
And sa atin ay matadero ang tawag sa mga butcher.
Yeah.
Pero, sir, good evening po and thank you for having
evening.
the Noypi Meats with
Noypi
us, right?
Meats, yes.
So, madam,
Welcome.
Thank you for having me. Thank you
Okay.
for having me.
Yes.
why don't you, being the first time na mag-co-host ni madam, I will give her the opportunity to throw the first question
Oh,
to
sure.
our guest here,
For
Mr.
sure.
Alex Cabael
I
of
would love
Noypi
to,
Meats.
Yes. Well, thank you. Kuya Alex, these branches you have here in Calgary, how many do you have here in Calgary?
Actually, I not really branches. I moved from
You moved.
one place to other. It just that the branch that I had was getting way too small for the day-to-day production, so we had to move to a bigger facility so then we can service more not only Filipinos but other
Cultures as well.
other
That's good.
ethnicity. And actually me and my team wants to serve everybody, not just the Filipino community. That's the reason why we had to move to a bigger facility.
And madam, just so that I can twist a little bit more or inject a little bit on this, when Kuya Alex is saying not only he wanted to expand from one community to the next is because if not a lot of people know, si Kuya Alex po has been serving a lot of restaurants here in the city.
Right.
Hindi lang po for Filipino communities, but one thing that is outstanding for his butchery store, retail store at the same token, right? Kasi
Yes.
butchery and retail store. Kung bakit ko laging ini-insist on butchery is because merong unique trait ang Noypi Meats na a lot of stores or meat shop are actually doing. And
Yes.
can you tell us all about that? Yung adobo cut, menudo
Yes.
cut, ano pa nga yung mga cuts na yan? Sige kuya.
So, anyways, when I first started Noypi Meats, I had a hard time getting into the door when it comes to trying to sell to the Filipino restaurants,
Right.
or
Right.
to any restaurants. So I did a lot of thinking, and I said, what can I do? What can I do added value so then
There you go.
this customers will. And I started listening to a lot of motivational videos, and one of the videos that I watched was Les Brown, and he said that he interviewed somebody, and the lady said, our aim is not to please our customer, but to wow our customer. So that's where I started thinking I need to do up and beyond what the regular butcher does. So I started thinking I'd go to a Filipino restaurant and a lot of their product are chopped so finely that I said it might take a lot of time for them to prepare those kind of cuts. So I started thinking. I said maybe I should cut them. So then, if it was for menudo, we'll cut it for menudo, or if it was for adobo, we'll cut it for adobo. If it's for sinigang, we'll cut it for sinigang. If it's for bistek Tagalog, we'll cut it for
that particular
for whatever
dish,
they
right?
wanted. So, when I approached adobo experience at that time, they were new. So
As well.
they were new. So they said, "Yeah, Kuya, it's a great idea. Well, we don't have to do anything. How about the price? Would it be the same or?" And I didn't know what their price was, but before I gave them my price, I already calculated all the labor costs to do such things. And when I told them the price, I said, "Holy smoke, Kuya, that's cheaper than what we're
Purchasing at
the moment." So that's how it got started. So that just started the ball rolling. And then when they opened up in Edmonton, Jeffrey asked me, "Kuya, we want the same quality. If we want to open one up in Edmonton, would you be able to service the Edmonton branch?" I said, without even thinking. I said, "Yeah."
Good.
Well, yeah, why not?
Without even have someone to cut it, who's gonna cut it, right? Alex and Alex the second, or you yourself.
So, anyways, and when I went to Edmonton, when I first delivered to Edmonton, a few boxes of meat, 3 hours drive. I told myself, well, this is not gonna work.
The labor, not the labor cost, but the time.
Time, travel.
This is not gonna work. So I started going to a lot of the Filipino restaurants, and I pitched the same ideas. I told them, "I'll cut everything for you, package it, vacuum pack it, so then it's sealed, no air, pack it really, really nice." So and I brought samples to the restaurants, Max's restaurant, Manila Grill restaurant, and Mamanitas at that time, and luckily they all said yes. We want to try to buy from you. At first, some of the customer, they were not buying fully. Like they buy from me half, and then they buy from a supplier from Edmonton just in case.
You go there,
you
never know.
I can't.
You can.
I can't deliver, or because I'm very far away.
Right.
So that's how it's. And then later on, little by little, they started buying everything from me, and until they from $500 a week to almost $5,000 a week per restaurant.
Very impressive.
Because the trust that they had. One of the restaurants that I was servicing, they would do random weight check. They would do random weight check
just to make sure
on my product and those other guys' product, and I always believe that honesty is the best policy. So
that's so true.
So
in every
my competitor at that time was underweight by 20 kilos.
Ooh, and that's a lot.
So their prices were lower, and when they calculated it don't matter if their prices is lower. If it's underweight by 20 kilo, then
it just sums up to the same.
It doesn't really. So so they started buying more. That's how I grew from 500 to 5,000,
which is 500% increase or what? I don't know about that. you know.
Yeah.
But again, Kuya, talking about more of how unique Noypi Meat is. First is you did an extra mile. You were talking about you did an extra mile providing service to a lot of restaurant in order for you to get your food on the door or
Yes.
on that part. Plus you continue growing yourself here in order for you to maintain a business. As an entrepreneur, you understand the value of you just don't get stagnant with what you know,
Yes.
right? And another thing that I have noticed, well, if for the rest of the community that are listening right now, or are not even just Filipino communities, we've seen your logo everywhere,
Mhm.
especially in 2018, and I'm so privileged and so proud that isa sa mga naging contribution sa atin ng Noypi Meat was during the Pasko sa Pilipinas.
Pasko sa Pilipinas at TNT, and you have contributed a lot with this event. We thank you so much with that, Kuya. And I have another question.
Yes,
actually.
definitely.
Kuya, for the people that wanted to build a business, like being an entrepreneur in this area, what type of may papayo mo sa kanila for these people that wanted to put up a business like this?
3 basic steps
Yeah.
in order
Yes.
for them to
Yeah.
get to where they from where they are to where they want to be.
Yes.
When I first started, I just went on it without knowing
Yes.
what
business
was
as
it, what's in the water. I dive with my head first, not knowing what's in the water.
And you don't
So,
even know how deep
yeah,
and
and
how
I
shallow
don't
the
know.
water was,
Yeah.
right?
So
Okay.
anyway, I just
Lakas
did
ng
it.
loob is what you're
Yeah.
talking about right
I just
here.
did it, but not everybody is like that. Okay, but if you really want to go into business, there are lots of business books that you can read, and that's what I started doing. Is started reading a lot of books that will give you ideas. It sharpens your mind, and it just keeps you motivated.
Yes.
You know, you.
So learn about the craft that you wanted to put up with, right?
Learn about it, or if you already know,
Enhance it.
enhance it.
Enhance.
Right.
Because when I first started, I was a butcher. I take pride. I took pride on what I do when I was working. Pulido yung pag ako nagtatrabaho sa pulido. It has to be. I have standards that
Right.
So
So to just cut you off on there. One of the things that probably doesn't know by most of our viewers here is here in Canada you have to have certain standards in cutting meat,
yes.
or they will not consider it that cut. Because when we say should be shank, cut, or there are so many type of
Oh,
cuts
yeah,
of meat,
yes.
right? So say if you don't deliver that specification, they will just turn you down, and that's the
Yes.
end of your business
Yes.
to most of the suppliers, right?
Yes.
So just thought I should share that with the rest of our viewers. Now, it's really meticulously done when you do butchery here.
Yes, it's not like in the Philippines where you get an axe or anong tawag dun sa itak, right?
Yeah, the
It's
bolo
not-
or
it's
the
not
big,
the same.
big knife.
Yes.
It's not the same. Although in some certain areas when Filipinos come to my shop, they a lot of times they just want. I have to learn. Well, I knew it already on how to prepare what they wanted. So
Right.
yes,
That's advantage.
Yes, that's advantage, and that's how I. So if you want to get into business, don't go into a business something that you don't know.
Well,
Like
at
you
least
can-
you are
yeah.
familiar first,
Yes.
and then go and
Yes.
grow.
Yes, exactly.
That's right.
And when I got into business, I thought I knew everything because I was an excellent meat cutter.
Back
Right?
then,
Yes.
and,
And
then,
then
all of a sudden, when you came here,
When I went to the business, I didn't know nothing. Like,
you realize you need
yes.
to go back.
I guess you need the help of an accountant. You need a lot of help from a lot of people. You can't just you're a superstar in this kind of craft, but you know,
You gotta start somewhere.
Yeah, there's lots of things. There's lots of things
To learn.
when you get into business,
That's so true.
or else you. That's why a lot of businesses fail, is because they didn't plan for it. I didn't plan for it, but I didn't have choice. I got laid off so many times. I got fired so many times. I said there's no choice but to keep on going with the business.
You know, that's the beauty of sometimes when a hurdle gets into your way, and you have no other way out
Yes.
but to face that situation. You become more creative. You became
Yeah.
more anong tawag sa Tagalog? Madiskarte.
Yeah.
Right? So, I know there's so many things to learn from you, sir, but let's zero in naman po with all the products that Noypi Meat is actually bringing in for the community. Ano po ba ang klase ng meat na matatagpuan natin when we go to the Noypi Meat shop?
Everything is everything and anything that you need from a meat shop. All the way to the ones that you can't buy anywhere else but at Noypi Meats.
Oh, so meron sila mga special pala na.
Yes,
Only
for Filipinos.
Yeah. Only you can only find in
At Noypi.
at Noypi Meats.
Yes,
Okay.
there are lots of meat products that none of the other meat shop carry.
Oh,
So
wow.
for all of our audience out there and viewers, if you are looking for a certain type of cut or certain type of meat, there's no other place but to take and
Goat
consider.
especially for the Noypi meats, especially the Filipino.
You will be surprised,
the southern Philippines and the northern Philippines, they're big on goat. So
Papaitan, the
So-
whatever,
Yes,
right?
yes.
yes. So
Madam, do you have any other question? Because we have lots of great stuff in here,
That's
but
right.
let's say something about why we did what we did. Ito ay there's just a representation of one type of meat na it's so common among Filipino household and can be found every day sa almusal, sa tananghalian, hapunan, baon at kung ano-ano pa. But because sometimes we don't know what else to do with our meat, right?
Yes.
And this is just a typical longganisa with two flavors that we are doing right here. And Kuya, pakitaas lang natin ang iyong product. Yan po ay gawa ng Noypi meat na fresh na ginagawa ninyo sa inyong sa kanilang shop. Pero what is so interesting in here is kasi they can also let you know what else can you put or what else can you add on a product sometimes, right?
Yes.
So dito po meron po tayong ginawang little clubhouse sandwich para kung meron pong tira-tira diyang mga, alam niyo yung kahapon pa, tapos ayaw na ng mga bata, di ba? To hide or to deceive in the looks, right? Sometimes you can get ideas from them or baka bukas makalawa meron pa silang mga pa-recipe book dyan or booklet or style. At tapos ito naman ay ginawa ni Kuya to na para siyang pizza style. Para din interesting sa mga bata. So hindi lang, alam niyo naman, when especially on the New Year or some people have some dietary restrictions or whatever, or they just don't want rice, you can create something else out of simple longganisa. And of course, sa lahat ng tao na wanted to have a cocktail or a little bit of something while they're having a party or something, you can create the whole
this is really
kind.
nice,
Right?
Yes.
So, napakarami, hindi lang po ito, sinashowcase lang po ni Kuya Alex how you can be flexible with the kind of meat that they have. Not only the kind of meat that they have, but the kind of meat that they produce, just like what we have right here on the show. So, Madam, any other question? Because I know marami pa tayong question, but
we're running out of time.
A little bit of
but
time.
Anyways, this presentation was actually very very attractive to people, and you know what, kids actually love longganisa and they like the taste of it somehow because this is a sausage, Filipino sausage, right? So let's go and
check this, right?
This one,
so, but before we go, we just wanted to make sure that everybody knows yung bagong location ng Noypi Meats. Hi, Kuya Alex. So, kindly invite all our viewers and all our audience right here. Saan po namin makikita ang Noypi Meats and what kind of...
new location is Chinatown. Address is 108 3rd Avenue
Take note.
Southeast. So 108 3rd Avenue Southeast. It's parking is a little bit hard
Challenging,
being
but
being in Chinatown.
it's
But on
always-
Sundays parking is free. So
Oh,
Yeah.
You go shopping in downtown on Sunday and you ask from the menudo to adobo
yes.
to papaitan yung style of cut, right?
Yes, actually, it's a lot of people now. Some people would come in just because they know that they don't have to do anything. They
That is
order
the
that,
advantage,
yes.
actually.
They order, Kuya, can we get 20 pounds of for menudo for our party? So for the people that having Christmas parties or birthday
Any kind
parties,
of event.
any kind of parties, you know, you come to Noypi Meats. Everything is prepared. You don't
Can we
have to
call?
cut in it.
Can we call
Yes,
you?
you can.
yes.
Yes, you can call me at 403-923-1433
So
if you want to order in advance. So then when you come in, everything is ready. Just
how long advance can we ask you? Say, Kuya Alex, we want to pick up 3 kilos of adobo, 3 kilos of menudo, and 3 kilos of whatever it is. How long do we need to call you in order for the whole 9 yards to be ready
I
for pickup?
prefer the day before, but
The day before.
an hour before you come is okay too.
Okay.
So you just don't
Just-
show up there
yeah.
na, I want this.
Yes.
At least,
Yeah,
at least
'cause
give you
most-
time, right? To think,
Yes,
anong
yeah.
cut ba yun?
Because most of the time our product is packed in 25-pound.
Oh, so
Bag?
it's really big.
Yeah, so really big. And so if you want 10 or even 2 pounds,
So
then we
is
can.
there a minimum amount to order ba?
No, there's no minimum amount as long as you come pick it up.
Okay.
Oh,
Yes.
wow, that's
Yes.
nice.
Not only it's gonna be convenient kasi
Yes.
you don't need to cut it kasi mahirap
Yes.
din mag-cut.
Yes.
Yes,
No, if you
takes
don't have
time.
at
Takes
if you
time.
don't have the right kind of knife. Honestly, yun sa mga challenges ko is saan ako hahanap ng itak
Yes,
yes.
exactly.
to cut something, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
And minsan you really don't know how to put it together. But one of the conveniences and one of the services that Noypi Meat has been providing the community is yung free cut na.
Free cut.
Yes.
That's
Free
the
cut
type
na
of
yun.
service that they actually take
Yes.
advantage of, right?
Yeah.
There's no fee for that. Like,
No.
No
special
extra charge.
preference.
Unless
No
siguro yung
extra
buong,
charge. There you
isang buong baboy, isang buong baka, ipakat mo sa kay kuya. Or
Actually,
I don't know.
also
I don't know.
I wanna on that. A lot of people wants to buy carcasses of pork. You
Oh.
can buy it. Let's say because if you were to buy bellies and all that, the price adds up. But if you buy the whole carcass or the half, it's $1.99 a pound.
Wow.
Ah.
So yeah, it's. But if you were to buy a belly, it's at other stores.
Any store.
They're sold at $5.99 a pound,
Oh my
right?
goodness.
Pork shoulders.
So meron ka ng, ibig mo sabihin ko yun ba, bibili ako ng meat, tapos pero gusto ko lang yung belly portion.
Pwede,
Pero,
yes.
pero I can buy the whole, half of the carcass, tapos sabihin ko lang, pwede bang pakikat
Yes,
ito sa
yes.
certain things, tapos
Yes.
ito sa certain things,
Yes.
tapos at this price.
Yes.
Di ko na pinapansin
Yeah.
sa'yo na,
Yeah.
ito lang ang talagang gusto ko, kaya lang sayang din naman yung bibili
Yeah.
na yun. So,
That's right.
if you will calculate, mas malaki yung na-save mo, mas marami ka pang meat.
Yes.
Yes.
Huwag mo na lang sabihin kay Kuya Alex na yun lang talagang belly ang gusto mo, right?
Yeah.
So, gusto mo lang bumili for the purpose of pagbili, right?
Right. Yes.
So, we're not gonna tell Kuya Alex that you just wanted to be cooking the belly lechon or inihaw or
Yes.
whatever, pero meron pang dagdag pang sinigang dyan,
Yes,
Right.
exactly.
adobo and
Yeah.
something for that price.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. That was
Wow,
awesome,
that's
right?
awesome.
Yeah.
That's a good service.
At
Yeah.
gutom na tayo, di ba?
Yeah.
Kaya,
Well, let's partake on this one.
Yay!
Sorry to those people at Pasko sa Pilipinas. They were asking for
Isa
if
pa
you
pala
tried
yan.
it, and a lot of positive
reviews.
reviews
We
about it.
really had
Yes.
so much positive
So
reviews.
if you want to avail, this is available at TNT Supermarket. Not TNT. Hong Kong Supermarket, Lucky Supermarket, and a lot of the Filipino stores around Calgary.
And on
So-
behalf of the community, Kuya, the Pasko sa Pilipinas 2018, thank you for
Thank
over
you.
1,000
Thank you.
pieces of longganisa that you served and given to the rest of the people that attended there na talagang enjoy sila. Kaya lang talagang yun ba namang 1,000? Hindi ba na nakakayang manghingi pa ng another 500, ano?
That's
So,
right.
salamat and thank you very
so
much.
generous and truly he will be blessed for doing this one. Thank
So,
you so much.
Ako din na makahintay. Yung mga taster kaya natin ako nakakapaghintay pa dyan.
I will call them.
Okay, so again, for everyone that is actually tuning in, Noypi Meat, located at their new location, Kuya.
108 3rd Avenue Southeast, Chinatown.
At saka, you are open every
7 days a week.
7 days a week.
Yes.
And give them a call an hour ahead or a day ahead for your particular type of meat, and they
Yes.
will get it ready for you.
Yes.
So again, for everyone, Noypi Meats, isa sa pinakamalaking butchery na Filipino-owned
Yes.
at with a good heart. So salamat po sa inyong panonood, and we are going to just entice you and we will try all of this food, but in the meantime, while you're shopping around, go to Noypi Meats and they'll be happy to serve you. See you again, the
See you.
Main Ingredient.
Thank
Thank you
you.
very much to my beautiful co-host Vicky
Thanks.
and Sir Alex
Cabael.
Cabael. Thank you very much of Noypi
Thank you
Meats.
for having me.
Thank you.
Alright,
Yay.
yay. Let's eat na, let's eat.
Let's eat.
Kuya ha.